Is it okay to let the woman make the first date?
Well, if a girl is asking you out on a first date, that is a good sign. I wrote about some stories in 3% Man where that was a case. A girlfriend of mine that well, she was kind of still seeing a dude that I knew. They had broken up, but they were kind of like in a friends with benefits type of phase. And I remember when we all met, she's like, "Oh, I got to give you my phone number." And I said to her, I was like, "Well, you're kind of seeing so and so." She's like, "All right, well, give me your business card." So she took my business card, and then I don't know, I think it was like a few days later, she reaches out and she wants to come by and take me to lunch because she was in a line of business that worked well with the company that I was in at the time. And but I could tell she liked me, and she showed up for lunch, and oh man, she looked absolutely amazing. I can see it now. She had beautiful reddish hair. She had like it was like a beigeish suede leather top. It's like she looked absolutely incredible. And so we ended up going to lunch, and then she proceeds to tell me that what was going on, and she had kind of told me the first night we met that they were just kind of hanging out, that they weren't together. And I was like, well, hey, you're still kind of seeing him. I don't really want to get involved in all that. And then so she invited me to lunch. I think she even paid. And so we went to lunch. And then I don't know, it was like a day or two later. She's like, hey, let's meet for drinks. So I went and I met her out for drinks, and we ended up having dinner. And I don't think I said 20 words the whole time. She was just like, blah, 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 blah. I mean, she was really fascinating, interesting to listen to. She had a lot of stories, and she was a lot of fun. And I really liked her. I was just intoxicated with her beauty. And this was the one. There's a story in my book. Is we're walking out of the restaurant. I turned, I was going to walk her to where her car was, and I turned to her to ask her where her car was. And I was like, "Where's your?" And then she just grabbed me and stuck her tongue in my mouth. We started making out right there in the lobby, and that was our second date. But she had asked me out on both of those, and she was very very aggressive. And me just saying, "Hey, I don't want to get involved because you're still kind of seeing that dude that I used to know and work with." And but I mean, it works to your advantage. So you take that as a compliment. It means probably there's a high interest in you. If she's asking you out on a date, it's like women make it easy for you when they really like you, especially in a situation like that where you meet and she's kind of, I didn't know the full story, but she kind of gave me some hints and then later filled me in that they weren't really together. But later on, I found out that she, for the next 3 or 4 months, she continued to see him and continued to see me. I later found out about it. And so she was kind of monkey branching between the two of us. But at the end of the day, he eventually faded away, and we had a lot of fun together. It was a great love story, great memories, a lot of fun. And she was aggressive, and so, hey, if she's asking you out on a date, it's like, yeah, sure. If you like the girl, go out with her. I mean, obviously, if she's in a relationship with somebody, you would decline that. But when you decline that, then what typically happens is if they're on the ropes with the guy that they're with, they'll break it off because they'll just the fact that you told them no and I'm like, you guys are still together. It's like I don't roll like that. I don't rip off other dudes' chicks. But hey, if you're ever single, let me know. Sure enough, a week or two later, bing, hey, we broke up. That may be the impetus. But if you agree to hang out with her, then you get into a situation where she's, bouncing back and forth between the two of you. And now you're enabling her to have ratchet or display ratchet behavior. And typically relationships that come from cheating tend to end in cheating. So you gotta keep that in mind. And if you set the standard and you refuse to interact with women in that way, especially when they're taken, the only way they can spend time with you romantically is they have to end it with the person that they're with. And that you do that, if you have the balls to hold back like that, it makes them like you and respect you a whole hell of a lot more and try harder to get your attention and validation. And if she's chasing you, you don't have to worry about getting dumped. But you have to be concerned about her level of integrity and character. Because if she cheats on him, she'll cheat on you if she ever gets to the point where she feels the same way. So it's always good as a man to not encourage that kind of behavior. Got to hold women accountable.
I don't know.
their morals can sometimes be fungible and a little bit like Play-Doh or silly putty.
So they just change with whatever they feel that day.
If they respect the guy enough and they love him enough, they'll become a better woman. They'll change. They'll stop doing things that they know the guy doesn't like. But if they don't respect him, they'll walk all over him and treat him like dirt, use him, abuse him, toss him aside.
No,
one-
but
no-
that aside, oh, I'm sorry.
No one will ever do or say anything to you that you don't invite them to do. So have high standards and hold everybody in your orbit to the same standards. What are you saying?
That aside, I mean, putting that aside, it's like you said, if a woman is making it easier for you to make it apparent that they like
Get to
you,
the promised land.
yeah, definitely like take
To
advantage.
pull back the baloney
because
curtains.
I even have like guy friends. They're always
Take a walk in the wild.
they're always saying, "Oh, but it's so easy for you girls because you guys are the ones getting approached. We barely get compliments or whatever the case may be." And it's like, if a girl's really asking you out, you know, it's super apparent that she's interested.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is say yes.
She's into it.
Yeah.
As there was a quote by Adam Carolla, it's in the beginning of my book, and he says, when a girl likes you, the doors start opening, and all you have to do is walk through them. And if the doors start slamming in your face, then you just turn around and walk away. But it's true. And in that case, the girl's opening the door. Like, my old girlfriend, she opened the door, opened it wide, invited me in, grabbed my hand, and pulled me in. I was an innocent victim, innocent child of God.
That's what they all say. We're all victims.
But women are aggressive.
Hypergamy doesn't care.
No.
She has to work to get you. If you hold her to a higher moral standard where you're like, I'm not going to, you have a boyfriend, I'm not going to get involved. If it doesn't work out, get in touch. But I'm not going to see you or spend time with you if you're still with him. If she likes you enough, she'll do in that boyfriend, and then she'll be all over your ass.
What did I tell you? Me and Pete started hanging out, and then well, we were friends, but we were hanging out one night. This was like when we first started. Well, we haven't even decided we were seeing each other yet. We were just hanging out, and he said he was gonna go take a shower. So I was like, well, I was sitting there twiddling my fingers while he was in the shower. I was like, just go. So I went in and got in the shower with him. And
Oh.
Damn, Jade. You see what I mean? The man can't even take a shower in peace, and then the suckerfish just comes, and they
Scooped
just
him up.
Not many
They never
women make
leave.
it that easy.
Mine
though.
now.
Not many women can make it. Not many women make
I
it
was
that easy.
Like walking on the
so.
street, like, should I do it? Should I do it?
Well,
I was
she had
like,
to work for him. It wasn't so easy.
I was like,
He turned the cheek
Do
the
it.
first time.
oh yeah, I did try to kiss him one time, and then he was like,
Yeah, he rejected her. Rejection breeds obsession, even in women. Jade got rejected, just like I told this girl, I don't want your number. It's like you're seeing my kind of acquaintance friend guy I used to work with. And she asked for my number. I gave it to her. Then she called me at the office, invited me to lunch. It was supposedly a business call, and it was nothing happened on the lunch call. And then she explained to me what was really going on with her and this other dude. And I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. Now I understand. And, well, the next time I saw her, she sucked the tongue out of the back of my throat, which was nice. She was a very, very good kisser.
and y'all dated for how long?
A few years, several years, and off and on. Many years after that. If somebody's in your life for 7 years, they're pretty much always going to be in your life. They'll always stay in touch. And she's one of those ones that just always stays in touch.